Hi everyone and welcome back to the Lewis Pickering Football Show. On today's show is another episode of the Sky Bet Championship. We're going to be reviewing game week 9, seeing what happened in the games, looking at my predictions, seeing how well I done and how many points I scored. We'll do 4 games at a time, 4, 4 and 4 as always, and then we'll get on to the midweek game week 10 and I'll do some stats and predictions. So let's get started on game week 9 review, and as always we'll start with the Friday night game. I had an interesting preview on this. I said Reading have to get beat at some point, but I'm going to keep backing them, and they actually did get beat by what a result for Coventry City. I said I fancy goals. I went 3-1 Reading. It was actually 3-2 to Coventry. I also tipped Lucas João and Matt Godden, always good, and they both scored for either side respectively. But great win for Coventry. It'll be very, very interesting how Reading perform in the next couple of games to see if the bubble's been deflated or they'll just kick on after a defeat. But yeah, no points for me, but a great win for Coventry. 2 wins at home, both 3-2. So if Coventry are going to win at home, it's going to be 3-2. But yeah, fair play to Coventry, and it'll be interesting to see how Reading react after their first defeat of the season. Right, now we move to Ashton Gate, Bristol City v Norwich. Bristol City without a win in 4. I said 2-1 to Norwich. It was actually 3-1 to Norwich, so 1 point for me. Unlucky. It was 3-1 at half time though. Norwich, Poopy got 2, and Bundy had scored just before half time to make it 3-1 as Bristol City were getting back into it. And then it never looked like Bristol City were going to get back into it. Naki, especially after Naki Wells missed a penalty in the 70th minute, if he scored, they might have been able to kick on for a draw. But if you haven't seen Naki Wells' missed penalty, go have a look. I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely worth a watch. But yeah, Norwich look like the feet have settled back in the Championship, and they look like they're going to be on for another promotion push. 1 point for me and a good win away to Norwich. Bristol City need to start picking up points. 5 games without a win. But yeah, now let's move on to Barnsley-Watford. Barnsley-Watford at Oakwell. I said 2-0 to Watford, it'll be comfortable, but Barnsley 1-0. Alex Moat in the 5th minute gets the goal, and that's the way it stayed. 2 wins out of 2 for Barnsley without conceding a goal, up to 15th. 6 points out of 6 at home. Great win at home to Watford. Watford, little stat, didn't have a shot on target. Really, really worrying for Watford. Watford were absolutely flying. They played Wickham and Barnsley away and got 1 point. Not very good. Be interesting to see how they get on this midweek, but we'll get on to that. But little shout out to Barnsley. Like I said, 2 wins out of 2 in 4 days, 6 points up to 15, and they'll be looking to kick on. Yeah, no points for me on that one. And last but not least of these 4 fixtures, we move to Bournemouth, the only unbeaten side. The only unbeaten side in the 4 divisions in England. 8 games without defeat. It looked like a comfortable win from Bournemouth, but it was actually 1-1. It's a very, very good point for Derby. Not many teams will take points off Bournemouth, going to Bournemouth and get a point. A little shout out to the equaliser for Bournemouth, Roman Riquelme, 20-year-old Spanish defender, come on after 5 minutes and got a goal. But yeah, he's no relation to one Roman Riquelme. If you know football, you'll know Riquelme has played for Barcelona and Argentina, attacking midfielder, an absolute baller of a player, but he's no relation. I had a little look to see if he's any relation, and he's not. But if he goes on to have half the career that other Riquelme had, he'll have a great career. But yeah, 1-1, good point for Derby and no point for me, but Bournemouth 9 unbeaten. So let's move on to the next form. We start at Kenilworth Road, Luton v Brentford. I said 2-1 to Brentford. It was actually 3-0. 3-0 to Brentford. Looked like a comprehensive win. Ivan Toney yet again on the score sheet, and he's gone joint top scorer with Adam Armstrong. 9 goals in 9 games. It's been a cracking start for a player who was in League One last season. Yeah, 1 point for me. Comfortable for Brentford. 3-0 away to Luton. Very, very good result. And now we move on to the Riverside. Martin Middlesbrough against Nottingham Forest. I said it'd be 1-0 to Middlesbrough tie game, and it was 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Called it spot on. Marvin Johnson come on 2 minutes later, gets the winner in the 81st minute, and Middlesbrough go up to 5th and 8 unbeaten, 5th in the league, 8 unbeaten. It's been an unbelievable start for Neil Warnock. I was just so happy when he said he was going to stay on for this season, and he's proved me right. If he gets in the playoffs with the squad that we have, I think it's an unbelievable achievement. But yeah, 1-0 to Middlesbrough, 8 unbeaten and 2 points for me. Now we move to the Den. Millwall v Huddersfield, the most shocking result of the weekend. I said 2-0 to Millwall, comfortable. It's not like Huddersfield couldn't go there and win, but to go to the Den and win 3-0 after Millwall were flying in the playoffs in the league, it's just a result I didn't see coming. Josh Koroma gets a goal in the first half, and then Millwall pushing, they get a goal in the 90th and 92nd minute to make it look really comfortable. But what a win for Huddersfield. Not many people go to the Den and win, never mind win 3-0, and it's the best result of the season so far. So fair play to Huddersfield. No points for me, obviously. And now we move to the craziest team in the Championship, Preston. Preston have played 4 games away from home and at top of the table in away performances. They've played 5 games at home and got no points in the bottom of the table in home performances. Preston fans, I don't know what to say. Like, it's crazy. I said 0-0. They'd yet to score a goal. The good news, Preston, you scored a home goal, but the bad news is you got beat again 2-1 by Birmingham. Back-to-back wins for Aitor Karanka. Yeah, Preston 5 games at home at the start of the season, 5 defeats. It's a really crazy statistic. Top of the form table away from home, bottom at home. It's normally the other way around. I know there's no fans and stuff, but yeah, it's a crazy. But Gary Gardner in the 85th minute gives Birmingham back-to-back wins, and Aitor Karanka's doing really well at Birmingham City. No points for me on that one, and let's get on to the final 4. And now let's move on to the final 4 on Game Week 9 review. And we start at Loftus Road, Queen's Park Rangers v Cardiff City. I said 2-1 to Cardiff City. It was actually 3-2 to Queen's Park Rangers. Very good result for Queen's Park Rangers. They hadn't won in 7 games before this game. They were 2-0 up. Joe Rawls got 2 back in the second half of Cardiff City, and it looked like there was only going to be one winner. If there was going to be a winner, it would be Cardiff. But Dominic Ball with the winner 91st minute for Queen's Park Rangers, and relieves a bit of pressure on the manager Mark Warburton. No points for me, but finally a win in 8 games for Queen's Park Rangers. And now we move to Stoke v Rotherham. Rotherham had a good win last weekend against Sheffield Wednesday, but I said it was going to be 1-0 to Stoke, and it was 1-0 to Stoke. Just very, very solid, very hard to beat, and up to 8th in the league, and will definitely be pushing towards the playoffs this season. Michael O'Neill's done a great job for Stoke City, so yeah, 2 points for me on that one. James McLean with the winner. Little stat. Angus Gunn, the goalkeeper, got the assist. You don't see that very often, but yeah, 1-0 to Stoke City. Michael O'Neill, cracking job. Next up on the penultimate game, we move to Swansea City v Blackburn. I said 2-2. I fancied goals. It was actually 2-0 to Swansea. Swansea back-to-back home wins kept the highest scoring team out, and I think I've got to start backing Swansea a bit more, give them a bit more respect. It was 2-0 to Swansea. No points for me. Andrew Ayew yet again on the score sheet. Swansea up to 2nd in the league, so time for me to start putting a bit of respect on Swansea's result. Kept Blackburn out high scorers as well, so well done to Swansea, up to 2nd. And last but not least, no points for me on that one. And last but not least, we move to the battle of the basement, the bottom 2. Wycombe v Sheffield Wednesday. I said 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. I said they had to go there and win. They didn't. Wycombe 1-0. 4 points out of the 2 home games after not picking up a point is great character from Wycombe and Gareth Ainsworth's team. David Wheeler with the winner. Sheffield Wednesday now 8 points off Wycombe and 10 points off safety. It looks like a forlorn task. Wycombe now only 2 points off safety. Like I said, great character after losing that many games at the start of the season. It could have been easy to just roll over, but they haven't done 4 points against Watford and Sheffield Wednesday, and their season could well and truly kick on from here. But yeah, a little shout out to Sheffield Wednesday. Even without the -12 deduction, they'd still be 21st in the league, so they're having a bad season. I know it's hard with a 12-point deduction, but yeah, it looks like a forlorn task. So that's my review of Game Week 9, and now I'm going to preview Game Week 10. I'll have a little stat in there for you as well. So let's get on to Game Week 10, and we're going to preview Game Week 10, tell you my score predictions and a little bit about the games. We start with Brentford v Swansea, so I'm going to have to start putting more respect on Swansea's name, but not this week. I was really torn between this game, so I had a little look at the head-to-head. 4 out of the last 5 have been home wins, so I'm just going to back a home win again. Tight 2-1, and do I need to say it, Ivan Toney yet again on the score sheet. Next up, we move to Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town, what a win away at Millwall. 3-0, it must be absolutely full of confidence, and Bristol City haven't won in 5. I'm going with form. Huddersfield must be flying. Bristol City confidence can't be too well. And another little stat as well, the last 5 games between these two teams have all been a home win. Home win again, 2-1 Huddersfield, Karoma with the winner. Next up we move to Norwich City and Millwall. 2 very different results last week. Norwich City very good at Bristol City, Millwall very, very poor at home to Huddersfield Town. Norwich are due a good home scoring win. I feel like this could be the game, especially the last 7 head-to-head between these two sides have all featured over 2.5 goals. 3-1 Norwich, Vranjic yet again to be on the score sheet at home. And now we move to Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday. It's looking more and more likely like relegation to League One this season. I know it's only 9 games in, but like I said, even without the 12-point deduction, they're one of the poorest form teams in the league. Another damning stat, 1 win in 16 home games for Sheffield Wednesday. Everything you look at just looks like relegation. And now they entertain the only unbeaten side in the 4 divisions, Bournemouth. I don't think the thing with Sheffield Wednesday, they never get smashed but seem to lose games like the odd goal, and that's what I'm going to back again. 1-0 Bournemouth, Dominic Solanke with the winner. And now we move to Ewood Park. Tony Mowbray, the manager of Blackburn, is a Middlesbrough legend, so he'll be wanting to get one over on his former side. Little bad statistic for Mowbray and Blackburn fans, though. Mowbray's faced Warnock 8 times and you've only got 1 win. Warnock seems to have the upper hand, and never mind that Middlesbrough 8 unbeaten, they just look like the form side in the Championship. I'm going to back Middlesbrough 1-0. Always good for a clean sheet. Next up we move to the Cardiff City Stadium, and what a week for Barnsley. 2 wins out of 2 at home without conceding a goal and 6 points, and they look like they want to kick on towards the rest of the season. They go to Cardiff. Obviously Cardiff's always a hard place to go, but Cardiff home form hasn't been great, and Barnsley are unbeaten in 4. Cardiff's still very hard to beat, but I'm going to back Barnsley to get a point. 1-1 at the Cardiff City Stadium. Corley Woodrow with Barnsley's goal. And now we move to Reading. Reading v Preston North End. The Brazil away from home, and the non-league side at home. And they're away from home. Might shock a few people. I'm going to back Preston to win. I'm just going to go with the away form. Reading suffered their first defeat, and it'll be interesting to see how they react. But I'm just going to back Preston, unbeaten away from home, top of the form table away from home. 1-0 Preston, Scott Sinclair with the winner. Next up we move to Watford. It's been a very, very poor week for Watford, and they faced Stoke City at home, a team who were just so difficult to beat. Watford won 1 point against Wycombe and Barnsley after starting the season flying. The last head-to-head between these two teams, was 0-0. I'm going to back 0-0 again. Tight game, nothing much between the two sides. And now we move to St Andrews, Birmingham City v Wycombe Wanderers. Both these teams must be full of confidence. Back-to-back wins for Aitor Karanka since he took over from Birmingham City in the last 2 games, but Wycombe 4 points out of their last 2 games after losing the first 7. The only thing for Wycombe, they were both at home. They've lost every game away from home, so it'll be interesting if they can take that home form away. But I don't think they'll get a result this week. Birmingham on the back of 2 wins. I'm going to back them to win again. Tight again, 2-1, 2-1 wins in a row for Birmingham City. And next up we move to Pride Park, and a manager, the most under pressure manager in the Championship, Philip Cocu, the worst start in 10 years for Derby County. And if he doesn't get a win, or if he loses here, I think he'll be sacked this week. But with that in mind, he has to win, so I'm going to back them to win. It's a must win, so I'm hoping the players do it for him. They come up against the Queen's Park Rangers team, who haven't got a victory on the road, so it's not a bad side to come up against. I'm going to just back Derby because they need a win. I'm hoping for Cocu's sake that he gets it. 2-0 Derby. Martin Waghorn, first goal scorer, the 4th time he will have done it this season. And now we move to the penultimate game, and it's Nottingham Forest v Coventry City. Very, very good win for Coventry City, first team to beat Reading. 20th v 21st, so it's quite an important game this. Forest being at home, I think they're due a good performance at home, and I'm going to back them to get it. Lewis Grabban needs to start scoring goals, and I'm going to back him to get the winner. 2-1 Forest, but it could easily be more goals. I really do fancy goals in this game. But yeah, 2-1 Forest, Grabban to get on the score sheet. And last but not least, we move to Rotherham United v Luton Town. Last home game, Rotherham 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. I just want to say these two teams, 9 games gone. If you look at where they are in the league, I think both teams would have been very happy with their start of the season. Both picked up a few points, not near the relegation zone. I think it's been a great start for both sides. Obviously a bit better for Luton. But yeah, I'm going to back Rotherham last home game 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. I've just got a sneaky feeling for Rotherham. 1-0 Michael Smith to get the winner. He's got three goals in 4 appearances against Luton in his career, and I'm backing him to get on the score sheet. 1-0 to Rotherham. Right, so that's it for my game week 10 preview, and obviously my game week 9 review. 6 points on my game week 9, not too bad. 2 correct scores and another 2 correct results. 6 points, I think that's average again. I think I've hit 9 points. If I hit 10, I think 10's the good score to aim for. But yeah, this has been the Lewis Pickering Football Show. Please hit that like and subscribe button. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm at 93 at the moment. I'm going to make a Twitter and I'll be posting plenty of stuff on there, and I'll put a link in the description. So get me to that 100 subscribers, please. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe button. This has been the Lewis Pickering Football Show, and I'll catch you on the next time. Bye.